Character bio, Rorin Laughter, nobleman barbarian. Rorin was the sole child of the noble house Laughter. His parents doted on him and sheltered him from social interaction. Never having to care for himself, Rorin grew to be an absent-minded boy. Upon reaching school age, he left his home in Samasla's noble quarter to attend the University of Flowing Form, UFF. Sadly, his charmed life did not prepare him for reality. Rorin was bullied for his high-pitched voice and lanky appearance. Both his classmates and superiors felt jealous of his good fortune. This came to a head when two older boys grabbed him by the wrists and swung him repeatedly into a schoolroom door. Most noble children would run crying to their parents. Swollen with years of affirmations, Rorin decided on a different response. He worked tirelessly to get stronger, avoiding classrooms, instructors, and most civilization. The forests and fields outside of Samasla became his home. To feed himself, he hunted small game and gathered wild fruit. This struggle to survive put a new perspective on his pampered youth. Relishing new revelations each day, Rorin spent years this way. The naturalistic life awakened primal power within Rorin, giving him strength enough to wrestle bears and uproot trees. His return to civilization found him ostracized by a family that took him for dead. Rorin was labeled a barbarian and cast onto the streets. Rorin scoured the noble quarter, desperate for someone of status willing to embrace his lifestyle. Most houses denied him at the door or only offered platitudes. Rage overwhelming him, Rorin rampaged through banquet halls and meeting places. He was saved from Samasla's city guard by an unlikely figure. This savior had pale red skin and curved horns. With a few words and a few coins, he sent the guards on their way. This tiefling was Therian Roden Sr., head of a lesser noble house. Lord Roden told Rorin that despite his status, he had suffered prejudice. He empathized with the disparaged barbarian and offered him a job. For months Rorin watched House Roden. His typical post was a small, overgrown area in the backyard. In time, Lord Roden's wife and two children came to see Rorin as family. This dynamic would change drastically in the span of one night. Rorin kept guard under a nearly full moon. The waxing gibbous shone a pale light over the backyard garden. He sat in the crisp air, amusing himself by watching the raccoons' antics. They were a fascinating combination of beast and brilliance. Their claws held food like human hands. Their hind legs could even carry them upright for short periods. Sounds of broken glass and screaming brought him back to reality. He inspected one of the impressive bedrooms. The thin tapestry cried red at the sight of a dead child. In the next room, all that Rorin found was an empty crib. Rorin tore out of the room, breaking doors in his mad pursuit. He caught the perpetrator, slamming two knees into their robed back. Before silencing the wretch, he learned the younger child was sold off. Rorin deduced that there were plans to blackmail and prostrate Lord Roden. Downtrodden, the wild warrior returned to the parents and reported his failure. To his surprise, their anger was directed, not at him, but at their fellow nobles. Inspired by their respect, Rorin pledged that he'd track down the missing child and return him to his rightful home. Rorin's lord gifted him a magic-imbued greatsword and provisions, wishing the barbarian luck on the task. This sword would lead to the missing lord. Skills and abilities. Proficient with heavy weapons and hand-to-hand combat. Savage and sometimes unpredictable combat style. Skilled at foraging and hunting. Knowledgeable about nature. Characteristics. Species, human. Age, 47. Height, 6 feet 0 inches. Weight 220 pounds. Gender, male. Eyes, brown. Hair, brown with red tint. Skin, Caucasian, tanned. Voice, high-pitched with jolly diction, tends to use third person. Nicknames, Beast Meat, Wild Man, Barbarian, Noble Beast.